Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special presentation of Questrade's TradingView webinar. My name is Thomas. I'm a digital marketer here at Questrade. Joining me shortly to cover everything you need to know about TradingView is one of our education specialists here at Questrade, Jon. Before we get into that though, there are a few disclaimers and things to cover, so please remember that the information conveyed in this webinar is for informational, educational purposes only and does not constitute advice or recommendations by Questrade. Any ticker symbols shown or charts displayed are for visual and educational purposes only. Please conduct your own due diligence and research before making any investment decisions. All right, moving on to the show.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our re-recorded webinar. Thank you so much again for joining us, and thank you Thomas for that glowing introduction. So let's kick things off. So first things first, TradingView and Questrade. Who is TradingView? TradingView is one of the world's largest charting and investment research platforms used by more than 60 million people worldwide. We're extremely happy to announce that we have integrated TradingView into Questrade through our secure API system. So that means for every Questrade customer, for free, you're able to link your Questrade account to TradingView and place trades directly through their charts and their website. So before we jump into all of that, let's quickly go through a quick overview of who TradingView is, what they offer, and some of the top tools that you might be interested in using before we dive right in. So right here on the TradingView homepage, you can go through their different products, including the most popular SuperCharts, just through this little menu right here. So we're going to start over on the charts, but a couple of key callouts are going to be their screeners, their heat maps, some of the calendars for things like dividends and economic events like Bank of Canada and US Fed interest rates, and their new options strategy builder, which we're also going to touch on briefly at the very end. Now, please remember, TradingView at this time is only able to trade stocks and ETFs, so options and other derivative products cannot be traded directly through the TradingView platforms. Okay, let's jump into SuperCharts first, and we're also going to show off how to link your Questrade account to TradingView through the secure API interface. Okay, so I just opened up my SuperCharts here, and we've got a big full screen chart here. And just as an example, as always, I'm just showing off NVIDIA here. Please remember that any ticker symbols shown during today's presentation, any companies we discuss, any charts are all for informational educational purposes only and do not constitute any form of trading or investment advice. Please do your own research before making any trading decision. So with that out of the way, first things first, let's cover how to link your Questrade account to your TradingView account. So you're going to look right down here in the trading panel, which is going to be below your main chart. So you got a couple tools here, and we're going to click Trading Panel if it's not already opened. And if you're in Canada, like me here, we're only going to see a handful of brokers with Questrade included right here, and I've already favorited them. If you want to connect to your account, simply click on the logo. You can read a little bit about us if you want, or just click the Connect button. Once you click that, a new secure tab is going to open up through the Questrade website. That's an encrypted portal where you're going to be able to log in and connect your accounts. So I'm just going to connect a demo account here briefly, so just bear with me. And let's see if I think I've got the password saved too. And just a moment while I get through the additional security here. All right. Perfect. Okay. So the first screen you're going to see after you log in is TradingView requesting permissions to connect to your Questrade account. So on this screen, you can see TradingView is requesting to view your positions, your balances, and place orders on your behalf. This is essential for you to be able to hit buy or sell right on TradingView and for that order to go through in your real Questrade account as well. So we're going to go ahead and click Allow. Now remember, you can always cancel and disable this connection at any time in the future if you'd like as well. We can also show that off towards the end of the presentation. Once I've connected my account, it's really seamless. You'll see all of your positions down here. Now reminder, this is just a test account. These are just some example positions. But one of my favorite features that I'll start off with here in TradingView is a little company logo or a little symbol next to all your positions. Fun little easy way to keep track of what you're holding. If it's an ETF that you're holding, you'll usually see the ETF issuer's picture right there as well. You'll see your account. If you have multiple accounts, you can select which one you're viewing here and which one you're using. You can also link other brokers if you'd like on top of Questrade. Or if you'd like to disconnect your Questrade account from TradingView, you simply click Log Out Questrade right down here. You can see your notifications, orders, history, so it's very similar to the Questrade platforms, with the main difference being that there are a small handful of advanced order types that are not supported by TradingView, as well as some additional customization features that are only available in Edge Web or Edge Desktop. Okay, so that out of the way, let's go through a couple of the key features that I personally really like with the TradingView charts, and we can also cover some of the top questions from the audience that we received during the live event the other week. So going through the chart, let's set this back to a regular candlestick. I'll cover that in just a moment. And to kind of navigate around, you can either drag the chart around, you can also scroll your mouse wheel to zoom out on the time frame, and you'll notice that I keep seeing more and more weeks. Couple of notes about the colors on my screen. When you're looking at blue, this is extended hours trading in the evening, and this kind of yellowish color here is the pre-market. So technically stock markets are only open from 9:30 till 4 Eastern time, but there are trades that take place on US exchanges as early as 4 a.m. and as late as, I believe, 6 p.m. in the evening. So you can always check what's going on here, and you can see all of the different trades taking place. So you can see all the pre-market and the post-market stuff going on. Okay, so, and if you ever want to disable these, if you don't want to see that, you can also go into your chart settings for that. How to switch between time frames. So this one's pretty straightforward. Let's say right now we're looking at 5-minute candles, and I'll just zoom in. So each of these candlesticks represents 5 minutes of price movement. And if you take a look on the bottom of your screen here, at the bottom where the volume bars are, you can see which time frame the bar is corresponding to. If you want to change this from 5 minutes, this is just up here, and we can go through our different minute intervals, our different hour, days. You can set up custom ranges as well, which is a really interesting, neat feature of TradingView. And second-based indicators. So second-based indicators are a paid TradingView feature that are available in some of their more advanced tiers of paid packages. However, I personally really like them for those fast-moving, really high-volume stocks, where you can actually see the bars forming right in front of your eyes. So as an example, let's show off the 1-minute chart for NVIDIA here. And if you ever want to jump forward in time to the most recent bar, you can click on this little button down here as well. So we're going to move all the way forward. Now, I am recording this event, unfortunately, when the markets are closed in the States. It is July 4th, so happy Independence Day there. So let's maybe take a look at a Canadian ticker symbol instead. So to switch what you're looking at, just hit this symbol search button right here, and we're going to pull up a popular Canadian symbol. Let's go with maybe Shopify. Remember, just an example here. Now, if I want to look at the Canadian version of Shopify, we got to remember that trades on the TSX. Shopify is one of those interesting ones where it trades on more than one exchange. So I'll get rid of that US filter that I had on, and we're going to notice that there's a second Shopify here that's on the TSX. This is the one we're going to look at today, just because there actually is some trades going on. Now, because the US markets are closed, you'll notice even on the 1-minute candlesticks, there isn't that much volume. And we can look at the volume bars down here to see what's going on. I'm not going to go into too much technical analysis during this webinar. We can always save that for the future. But there are a number of things that you can do here to analyze the stock. And we can see everything is streaming and the bars are forming right in front of our eyes. As an example, if I went all the way down to, let's say, like, I don't know, a 10-second time frame, we're not really going to be able to see much just because there isn't that much volume. So it just kind of jumps up and down all over here. So let's go back, and if we go back to an hour, things all of a sudden are a little bit easier to read here. Okay, so that's kind of how to switch between the different time frames, how to add custom intervals, switching between different chart types. So right here is where you can see what kind of candlestick chart or chart you're looking at in general. Up here, you can click this and select what kind of chart you'd like to use. So if you want to use bar charts, candles, hollow candles, one of my favorite features is volume candles. This is a paid TradingView feature, but basically what it does is it combines the volume, which we can see down here, with the actual candlesticks themselves. So this is kind of hard to see on Shopify. Let's pull up maybe Tesla as a big volume gainer in the States. And we're going to bring this down to like the 10-minute candle, just as an example. So here we can see, or maybe even the 1 minute. So with volume candles, essentially what happens is some candles are wider, some are skinnier. And this all depends on the underlying volume that's being traded during that time frame. So if we're looking at 1 minute here, we can see Wednesday, right before the markets closed early before July 4th, right before 1 o'clock, there was a big amount of volume on Tesla, the last couple candles of the day. Whereas if I scroll back to earlier in the day, still some decent volume, but you can notice these candles are a little bit skinnier. And when I zoom out all the way and look at the whole day, you can see that the wider candles correspond with the higher volume, and the narrower candles, especially in the pre-market and the post-market, correspond with much lower volume. So this is a fantastic way to be able to see price movements really cleanly on a graph, just one of my personal favorite features of TradingView. But if you prefer regular candles, you can always switch back. And there are a ton of other more advanced features, Heikin-Ashis, Kangis, volume footprint, the list goes on. So if you guys are interested in learning more about how any of these work, TradingView does offer a fantastic help and support area on their website. And to get over there, you simply just go to, let's just pull up TradingView.com. And this is going to be under Community. And either Overview or Educational Ideas if you're looking for more trading tips. So if you're looking for Overview, you just want to kind of get an idea of what's happening in the markets. You want to see what's happening in the charts. There's video ideas as well, scripting ideas. There's a ton of information here. Now, if you do need help, that's under More and Help Center. So if you're curious, let's say, I don't know, the different kinds of charts that are available and the different kind of candlesticks. You want to understand what the differences are. How do I know what I'm looking at? You can simply head here to search or scroll through different articles that are available. And TradingView also makes it fairly straightforward to get to this information. And if you like favorites, you can also favorite any of these charts right here. Okay, so next thing we're going to cover is maybe indicators. So let me just go back here to my linked account, and I'm going to collapse this down. And before I go into indicators, I'm also going to show you guys how to add a second chart to your layout. So if you're either on a free trial for some of the more advanced features of TradingView, or if you're on a paid plan, you can actually manage your layouts here by clicking the little square next to the layout name, and you can select how many charts and how you'd like them displayed. So I'm using a really big monitor here for our recorded webinar, so I could put 8 charts if I wanted to, but just for example purposes, let's go with 4, just so I don't melt my computer here while I'm streaming, and this way we can kind of set everything up as we'd like. So when you first open these up, these charts are going to be blank until everything loads, and you'll notice everything's the exact same. All of my cursors are also linked, which is really neat. So I'm looking at Tesla on all 4. Let's say I want to really dive deep into Tesla's charts, and I want to see what's going on in a bunch of different time frames. What I could do is leave this chart up here at the 1 minute. This chart, we can change it over to, let's say, 5 minutes. This chart down here, I'm going to change this to, let's go 10 minutes. And the one down here, I'm going to change to, let's go 30 minutes, maybe a little bit of a longer time frame. I'm super zoomed out, can't really see much here. So if I zoom in on one chart, it's only going to affect that chart. However, if you click right here, this will sync all of your chart layouts. If you want them to sync even more, what you can do is right click, and you can lock the vertical cursors, or you can apply certain indicators to all of your different chart layouts. There are a bunch of other features that I don't have time to get into now on how to link different charts together. But for now, let's take a look at Tesla here. And just for example purposes, we'll look at yesterday, just because there's some trades that happened. So I've got yesterday on the 1 minute. I'll zoom in here too. I've got yesterday and a little bit on the 5 minute. And then I'll set this chart up too as well. So I've got my 10 and my 30. Maybe here I'll look at a couple of days. Okay, so I'm looking at all my different charts and I want to be able to start making sense of this. I want to be able to start applying some analysis. This is where all of your technical indicators come in and where TradingView really shines with either customizable personal indicators or ones that are developed by their community of over 60 million users. So if you want to sort through your personal, it's under personal, you can create your own Pine scripts, technicals, financials, or look through all of the different community scripts. And my favorite is you can see how many likes they have. So if you want to look for the most popular ones, or even look for some of those niche ones that others haven't found yet. So going through technicals first. So one of my ones that I usually always add to a lot of my charts, and no way, shape, or form advice, just how I personally like to do my technical analysis, are Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands basically add an upper and a lower moving average as well as a middle moving average to your chart. If you guys ever have questions about what these different indicators are, like I can't even remember all of them myself, you can always click on the little question mark button and see the description. And once I click on this, I'll see exactly what Bollinger Bands are, who they were created by, how they work, how I can customize them, and things that I can even look for. So some useful tips, cycling between, expansion of a stock versus contraction. So this is why I personally really like these, and you can also adjust and customize them. So if you don't like the default Bollinger Bands, which we've got here, you can simply click on the indicator on top of your chart. You can hide it, settings, source code, remove, and more. So if we want to change it, we just go into settings. We can change the length. So instead of 20 days, let's say I want to look at 30 days. Maybe instead of a simple moving average, I want to use an exponential moving average. Maybe instead of the closing price, I want to look at the opening price of the day. And you'll notice things change ever so slightly when I change the variables here as well. You want to change the style too. You can mess around with the colors all you want. Set things up exactly how you would like to see them. Now I really like the Bollinger Bands here, but I don't want to go through the pain of adding them to all my 4 different charts. What I can do is simply add, right-click. There you go. So simply right-click, then click Apply these indicators to entire layout. As soon as I click that, the same Bollinger Bands are added to all of my different charts that I've got going on. If you're comparing different stocks, this is super useful. If you're comparing the same stock on different time frames, it can be very useful. I personally love the ability to just quickly sync the different charts. So that's Bollinger Bands. There's probably a million different indicators that I could cover and spend, honestly, hours on. So what I'm going to cover next are some of my favorites. However, some of these are paid TradingView features that are either only available through their monthly subscriptions or their free trial. Specifically, some of the newest beta features are going to be paid, whereas most of the standard indicators, the ones that you would use every single day, all completely free. So automatic trend lines. This is probably one of my favorites that I've been playing around with recently that I'm going to add to my chart here. And what automatic trend lines do, let me just clean up this Bollinger Band, is it basically draws all of the trend lines for you. So rather than spending time here in the drawing tools on the left, I can add a little smiley here at my chart if I really want. Rather than messing around with all the different drawing tools, this automatically draws them in based off things like a resistance level here or a support level here in green. Let's say I want to see trend lines on everything. We can also add this indicator to the entire layout. Now, it did get a little bit messy here, so I'm going to undo that with Control-Z. And remember, if you ever want to undo something, simple as hitting Control-Z on your computer or right-clicking and going Undo or Reset Chart View. You can also click these little back and forth buttons to undo and redo your actions. So that's automatic trend lines. Let me get rid of those. And one of my other favorite features that we're going to quickly cover in the indicators is the automatic chart pattern recognition. So this one's a little bit further down, and if you're ever looking for something specifically, You can also search for it. So if I want to look for chart, and there's a bunch of different ones. These are triangle, rectangle. I don't want to have to pick which one, so I'm just going to go all chart patterns. This is a new indicator that TradingView just came out with. Now remember, these are just technicals. Nothing is ever guaranteed. And the interesting part sometimes with these chart patterns is they will give you conflicting information and conflicting price targets. So just to make things a little easier to see, I'm going to go back to one big chart. And let's pick a different stock. So we've picked on Tesla enough. Let's go back to, maybe we'll just go back to NVIDIA here. And we can see that the automatic chart patterns have identified a rising wedge pattern and with a price target here. Now, this is all after hours and it's a holiday right now, so I would take all of this information with a grain of salt. But the interesting part here is on top of the rising wedge, the auto chart patterns have also found a double top pattern here in the after hours. And we can see this repeat across a bunch of different symbols, or if I look at a different time frame. So let's say if I look at 5 minutes, not really seeing much here. And we'll check through a few different time frames to see if any patterns are picked up. Nothing on NVIDIA. There we go, on Tesla. So this is a good example here. There was a bullish pennant pattern that was picked up back on Tuesday, July 2nd, with a price target way up here of 255. However, yesterday, there was a different different chart pattern of a double top picked up with a price target way down here. So this is the perfect example of chart patterns telling you two different stories. And as a trader, you're going to have to arm yourself with the information to make that informed decision whether to buy or sell. So don't just use one. I like to use a variety of different information sources to make sure I'm getting the complete picture. And that's basically chart patterns in a nutshell. Now, if you guys ever want to look at different indicators, read all about them, remember that question mark here. And there are new ones added almost daily, especially on the community side. Let's take a quick example. Let's say I want to look at this Maxwell Price Action Suite and add this. I can click here, read more, click on it, and it's going to add it a little bit slowly. And I think I accidentally added it twice here, guys. Sorry about that. And this is going to give me a whole bunch of statistics. I have no idea how this one works, but maybe this Maxwell Price Action Suite can give you a better idea of how to trade as well. So tons of indicators out there, tons of ones you can research. If you want to read more about a community indicator, just click the little button here. So this one, for example, I don't know how it works, but I can read all about it and how it works on their blog page here. Okay, so that's indicators. Let me delete everything once my computer catches up to me here. And we're also going to cover a few TradingView features before we wrap things up here. So we've covered the Questrade TradingView integration, covered kind of how to navigate around the charts, different time frames, different kinds of charts that you can use, some indicators, indicator templates that you can set up and save, as well as saving your whole layouts. Let's go through maybe the side menu right here. So right now I've got hot lists open, which just shows me US exchangers, volume gainers, but you can also customize these into whatever order you like, whatever you want to see. So if you only want to see Canadian exchanges maybe, you want to see percentage losers instead of percentage gainers, that is all up to you how you customize these windows. Same thing with resizing and kind of setting things up how you want to see them. Another favorite tab of mine is the ideas. This is where you can save your trading ideas. So if you have an idea, you can also publish these to the TradingView community if you'd like. Got some followers, some likes and shares. You've also got your chats, so we can see any public chats that are going on right now. This is in the stocks and indexes chat, or private chats between you and your friends, you and your trading group. Ideas is another fantastic tab where you can look for different trading ideas posted by the community, and people can boost them. So this one here has got 190 boosts. 190 people have really liked this kind of analysis on the Euro USD. Or different stock ideas, crypto, all sorts of great ideas here. And then lastly, you've got your watch list details and news. So this is where you can add custom ticker symbols, you can add your own watch list, you can just kind of follow what the markets are doing. And you can also see a little economic window about a company here. So right now we're looking at Tesla. And if I want to look at Netflix, let's say, I can see kind of their earnings over the last couple of quarters. I can scroll down. I can see their income statements, if they pay dividends, and even some technical and analyst analysis as well. So more information, the better. TradingView likes to say, look first, then leap. That's their trademark, and we wholeheartedly believe in it. The more information, the more informed trading decision you can make. Okay, so the next thing we're going to quickly, briefly cover is going to be a couple of other TradingView tools that you may find useful in your trading research. So let's jump back over to the home page. I'll just click TradingView. So we covered SuperCharts. Next thing we're going to go through is screeners. So maybe identifying opportunities and identifying things that are happening in the market. So if I go over to stock screeners, I can set up whatever kind of screener I like. So right now I'm looking at US markets. You want to see the entire world. You just want to see Canada. Maybe you trade some international stocks. You can see those as well. I'm just going to keep this on USA for now. You can look at things just from your watch list. You can look at add new things to your watch list, which indexes you're looking at. So let's say I only want to look at the NASDAQ and the S&P. So I've got NASDAQ and S&P. There we go. Apologies, my computer's freezing a little here. I've got too much open. You can set up your price screeners, your change in percentage, market cap, analyst ratings, revenue growth. Basically, any public data set that's available to screen with is going to be here for you. So this way you can sort by your analyst ratings, just see all the top strong buys. You can sort by dividend yield if you're a dividend investor. So the screeners on TradingView are fantastic, and they are a great way to find your next trading idea. The next thing we'll cover are going to be the heat maps. This is what I personally love to look at every single morning. First thing I do when I open up my email, when I open up my trading platforms, is look at the heat maps. So TradingView's heat maps. As I was saying earlier, this is a great way to get an overview of the market at a glance. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. Because I am doing this recording while the markets are closed, none of this information is changing in front of us or streaming. This is a snapshot of what happened yesterday in the market. So if you guys are ever looking at these heat maps outside of trading hours, just keep that in mind. Heat maps are a great way to just see, okay, what are the different sectors of the market doing? Or if you want to swap what source of information you're looking at too, we can also take a look at the different heat maps available. So let's say we want to see all the US companies. So everything that's publicly traded all on one screen. Yeah, a lot of this is very self-explanatory, but if we have more questions, I can cover this in some more detail later on. Lastly, the next product we're going to move on to is calendars. So whether we're looking at economic, earning, or dividend calendars, TradingView's got you covered. If I click in here, there's a lot of different calendars I'm looking at, but you can sort and filter your view just to make sure that you're only seeing what's important to you. As an example, let's switch between just looking at, let's go GDP. So I only care about when companies are announcing their GDP, and let's take a look at next month. Kind of give me a little bit of time to prepare for some of this. So let's see, as an example, we can see on Tuesday, July 30th coming up, the EU will be announcing their GDP rates along with a lot of countries in Europe. So if you've got a lot of European exposures, if those are some of the stocks you may be interested in, this could be something to watch as an example. Or let's say you're only in the Canadian markets. We can see the month-over-month GDP announce. This is going to be coming up on Wednesday, July 31st at 8:30 in the morning. And if you click into it, you can also see kind of how things have performed and the forecast, which may or may not be available depending on which data set you're looking at. I personally really like the dividends calendar. That way, if you've got a lot of dividend-paying stocks, you want to be able to project your income, how much money you're going to be receiving from those dividends, this can be a fantastic tool for that. And lastly, we're going to cover the options strategy builder, which is in beta. It just launched a couple of weeks ago for TradingView, maybe a couple of months ago here, and it is a new tool that they will be building out in the future. So we've at some point in the future, we can't say when, we may expect to see options trading come to TradingView. It's been a big feature a lot of people have been asking for. But in the meantime, the option strategy builder is fantastic just to help put those strategies together. So let's say maybe I'm just looking at a long call, very simple options contract, and I want to see, okay, if I buy a stock at this strike price, what are going to be my expected profit and losses? So up here is where you can select the underlying. So let's say I want to look at, just as an example, we're going to take a peek at NVIDIA again. Oops. You know what, let's just take a look at Tesla here because it's right here in front of us. So with Tesla, let's say I want to do a long call strategy. You're going to pick your expiration date up here. So I'm looking at something a little bit further out. We can see how many days are left till expiration. So about 43 days, middle of August. And let's say I'm looking at a strike price that's going to be maybe a little bit higher than what it's currently trading at. So something a little bit out of the money. So if I select my strike of 260 and my August 16th expiration, just one contract, say I'm looking at my Vega for the Greeks, I can see basically at what price Tesla has to reach for me to break even, what price it has to reach for me to make a profit, and everything else an option trader may be looking for. Don't want to spend too much time on this since you still can't trade options directly right on TradingView. But as a quick reminder for all our viewers, if you are interested in trading options, you can simply do that right over on the Questrade website through our Edge web platforms, our Edge desktop platforms, which you can download and install on your computer, or on our Edge mobile platform on your phone. So options are still available. You just have to use one of the Questrade Edge platforms. Okay, one or two more features as we wrap things up. Want to touch on some of the community features of TradingView as well. This is one of my favorite areas to go, which is the Leap, and it's a paper trading competition that they usually run, I believe, quarterly. So the Leap is a way to practice with fake money, not your own funds. And if you're in the top, 5, 10 winners, you actually do win a cash prize as well. Now, how do I actually start paper trading? Great question. You simply go back to your SuperCharts. I'll wait till everything opens up here. Got a bunch of GameStop charts. So let's just switch this over just to one for simplicity. And to keep things nice and neutral. As a reminder, educational, informational purposes only. Let's go back to NVIDIA. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how you can enable the paper trading. So once we're back on our charts, you simply pop open the trading panel. And rather than connecting Questrade as your broker, you simply head over to Paper Trading, which is a brokerage simulator by TradingView. Just going to connect that up here. And you can set up your paper trading account and customize it as you see fit. So right now, you can see this is in USD. I can create an additional paper trading account if you want to have more than one. But let's say I want to modify some of my balances. Simply click on here. You can include commissions if you want. You can reset the account. And I can clear my balance back to whatever you'd like. So if you want to make it a little bit more realistic, let's say you're starting out with just $1,000, you can set your paper trading account to 1,000. And when you make trades, I'll hit buy, sell. Everything will show up. Oh, this won't work just because the markets are closed today. But if the markets were open, this trade would go through and show up in your positions, just like a real position, but it's fake. It's all under your paper trading account. And if you ever want to switch between paper trading and Questrade, your other brokerage accounts would show up under this menu right here. So that's paper trading or practice trading in a nutshell. Let's head back to the home page and cover one or two more features as we wrap things up here for everybody. So I'll just leave my site, don't want to save anything. The home page, like I haven't mentioned before, is a great way to go for a market summary. You can kind of see what's happening with the S&P, the NASDAQ, the big indexes or stocks, if you're interested in some of the big ETFs and how they're moving. Crypto, Forex, whatever you're into. Editors' picks, top stories, US stocks, and more. So you can always scroll through the homepage to get just like a snapshot of what's happening today. Last few features under community, we've got trade ideas and educational ideas. Great places to go if you have no idea where to start. I've personally learned a lot from other traders in the community here. And if you're interested in writing your own scripts or picking through the scripts that the community has created, these are going to be under scripts. So whether you're looking for custom indicators for your charts, you're looking for different economic data that can be pulled together in different algorithms, scripts are a great place to start. And you can also see what's trending in the community, what's got the most upvotes and what people are really seeing value from. And a couple more things. You can see bird's eye world, you can see countries if you're interested, news, different brokers that you can compare, and as I mentioned before, the Help Center. So we'll maybe close off on the Help Center. If anyone ever has any questions about TradingView, the best place to go is the Help Center right here. Whether it's something simple like you've forgotten your username or password, or you want to understand how to use a screener in depth, maybe with stocks, ETFs, the Help Center is a great place to start. So the last thing maybe we'll cover is TradingView's pricing. So this has come up a lot during our live session, and a lot of people had questions about it. And what does TradingView actually cost? So first things first, as a Questrade customer, everybody has access to TradingView for free. When you create a TradingView account, it doesn't cost you a penny. It's completely free to sign up online. And they do have a basic plan that is available for free forever. If you want to compare and see the differences between basic, essential, plus, premium, expert, and all the other tiers, the pricing page is a great place to kind of go. And at a glance, the main differences are going to be how many charts you can have open per tab, how many saved layouts, whether you can export things and set up custom intervals. A lot of the very advanced features are going to be only available with the paid plan. But me personally, I was using a basic plan for months and months until I upgraded. So that's about it for pricing. If you guys have any other questions, I encourage you to contact TradingView. Keep an eye out for their sales and special offers, which do come up fairly often. And if you're interested in just reading more about the company, just head over to the About page, see what they're all about, see what their mission, vision, values are. But overall, love to finish off with, hope you guys found this information session useful. Hope that we were able to cover kind of all the main features that you were looking to go through. And if you have any suggestions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Please let us know at feedback@questrade.com. If you'd like us to cover different TradingView features in the future, you want us to cover some of the different integrations. One more thing, totally forgot to cover earlier on, is TradingView Desktop. So this is a new integration that's only been around for a couple of weeks now here at Questrade, but you can now use TradingView Desktop. So if you're interested in the desktop app, very similar to the web app, just with even more customization, you can head over to More and Downloads and download that for your laptop right there. TradingView Mobile will be coming soon at some point in the future. Our developers are working very hard, and we hope to have an announcement on that soon. So please stay tuned. It will be coming very soon. And just one or two questions that came up during the live session as well. This recording will be available at any time on the Questrade website, and we look forward to seeing you for the next one. So thank you again, guys, for tuning in, and we really appreciate your time today. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.